Well, good afternoon and welcome. Sometimes the days start out very routine and ordinary. The plans that one has for the day, well, they fit right in with how the day seems to be going. Things get done and they're checked off of the inbox list. One feels a real sense of accomplishment. And then, especially for the church I work at, there comes a visitor to the office door, and things suddenly are much different. Priorities are shifted. Things that seemed important aren't so important anymore. The day has changed. Well, today was one of those days. A couple of hours ago, a man came to the office door. Now, that happens from time to time, and I didn't know this man, so we visited for a bit with him outside and I at the office door opening. Well, it seems the man had been working construction for a company that had a job up in South Dakota. He was from Garden City. A day or so ago, he found out that his family in Garden City was involved in a bad traffic accident out in western Kansas, and he was trying to get home. He had somehow obtained a bus ticket from South Dakota to Wichita because Wichita is the closest place that bus service goes to Garden City. Well, he needed to get on out to Garden City to take care of some family business, but none in his family could come after him due to the accident, and there was a friend in Garden City that was unable to come for him either. So he found himself let off at the bus terminal here earlier today and was left to wander the downtown Wichita streets trying to figure out what he was going to do next. He had approached a few churches downtown that didn't answer their door and eventually found himself at Riverwalk, where we did answer the door. Well, I eventually asked the man inside and visited with him some more. I knew of no easy way we could get him to Garden City, and besides, although our church does provide benevolence in several different ways, we normally don't buy tickets for transportation or pay for motels or meals, things like that. Well, to shorten the story considerably, we were able to find him bus service from Wichita to the Newton, Kansas Amtrak station, and we also got him a train ticket to Garden City. We also put him up in a motel near the bus station as he needed to be at the station shortly after midnight to catch the bus to Newton. We also gave him some snack food and water and transported him to the hotel. And all of these things, except for the food and water, were things that we normally do not do. Well, you might ask why we went ahead with these things and whether his story was really true or not. Well, here's what I can tell you. I don't know with certainty if his story is true or not. I do know from over a decade of listening to stories of those needing help that they sometimes are incomplete, sometimes unintentionally, and sometimes with purpose. Many times I also know when things don't always add up, when one part of the story doesn't seem to parallel or complement another part. And then I just look at a person's demeanor, his attitude, his way of carrying himself, his comments perhaps not having anything to do directly with his story. And it ends up being a gut feeling based often on nothing more than the plausibility of the story itself, appearance, nonverbal cues, and just an "is this the right thing to do" thought. Those are often the reasons why we decide whether to help, how much to help, and what kinds of help to give. That's it, a gut feeling. That and our philosophy of erring on the side of helping, if there are any questions. Well, now I know that I just said that it's a gut feeling, but I truly believe, I really believe that many of those gut feelings are generated by God Himself in real time during the encounter. I believe He hears, I believe He knows, and I believe He intercedes on the fly, so to speak, as we are working with someone. If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be doing the benevolence here at Riverwalk. Now, I don't know with certainty if this family was involved in an accident in western Kansas or not, nor do I know with certainty that he came from South Dakota. But I do know that had we not stepped in, and if his story is truthful, he would have spent the rest of the day wandering the streets of downtown Wichita in a place where he knew no one, did not know the lay of the land, so to speak, and would be looking for someone who could help in his situation. I don't know what you would have done in that circumstance, nor do I know what we will do if presented with some kind of a similar story at some future time. Each encounter is different. Each individual is different. Each story is different. And each gut feeling is a little different. Well, if it all works out, this man will be leaving Wichita early Friday morning with a different feeling toward the city, toward churches, and toward those who work with churches. Now, I don't know what his faith tradition is, and I didn't ask. I believe he was in no frame of mind to discuss his eternal fate today. Perhaps, though, someday, because of what we did, he will be either with us or with someone else, ready and willing to discuss his eternal fate. And that would just be icing on the cake. Blessings.